What's up guys, and welcome back to Soft and Hardware Solutions, and today we're talking about Call of Duty Warzone Season 5 and its latest updates. Now, yes ladies and gentlemen, before you skip through my video, Season 6 is a thing and it's actually going to be released. Season 6 will be out very soon and I will be making an FPS boost guide, so make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed to my YouTube at all. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification icon, and if this video helped you, smash that motherfucking like button. Something I just want to do is this over here. I just want to mention every single person in my YouTube that has become a member on my YouTube channel. It really means a lot to me. Every single one of you, you guys are fucking amazing. I love you guys to bits. You guys are genuinely fucking amazing. I love you guys and you mean a lot to me. You seriously do. Every single member here. One thing that I'm going to be doing is I'm going to make a dedicated Discord channel to every single person that has become a member on my channel. So I'll make a dedicated video for just my members, and then what I'll do is I'll show a Discord link, and then you can also just type in your Discord name or whatever the case might be, and we can get a Discord up and running. If you would like to join that members and all that, like a community for Discord, join my membership and it will really mean a lot to me. Alright, let's jump straight into this video. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the first thing I highly recommend you go ahead and do is this over here. You're going to click on the start button and you're going to click on the settings gear icon and then come to update and security. You're going to come inside here and make sure that you have the latest drivers for your Windows updated. Please go ahead and do this. Don't worry, I'm also one of those lazy people that forget. Don't worry about it. If you're a Windows 11 user or Windows 10 user, please go ahead and keep your Windows up to date. As much as Call of Duty is doing updates, your machine also needs to do updates. From here, you're going to click on the home button, and then from here, you're going to come to gaming. Now, the first thing we're going to go over, since I skip over this a lot of times in my videos, is we're going to go over the Xbox game bar. Make sure you turn this off and uncheck this box over here. You're going to come to captures like this, and you're going to make sure you have this off as well. That off, you're going to have that off, 30 minutes, off, 30, standard, and uncheck this box over here. You're going to come to game mode and make sure your game mode is turned on. For season 5, game mode should still be on. Leave this on over here. If you have it off, go ahead and turn it on. From here, you're going to go to graphics settings and you're going to come inside here. Now, I highly recommend that you turn off hardware accelerated GPU scheduling for season 5 as well. With this on, it can actually give you input latency, which is bad, and you don't want that. So turn it off. If you have this on, I highly recommend you go ahead and turn this off. Alright, so a lot of people might have this over here where they had their Call of Duty inside here and put on high performance. Basically, I'm just going to make an example. For instance, I'm going to go to Call of Duty and then go inside here and then go to the exe file and then have it over here. Now, as you can see, it says Call of Duty HQ, and then you just go to options and you go to high performance and you say save. A lot of people might have this inside here, and I highly recommend you go ahead and remove it. Please go ahead and do that, because it can actually cause stuttering in the game. You don't need this inside here, you really don't. Some other games works perfectly fine having this at, options, high performance, and using your GPU to its maximum performance. I don't recommend it with the latest update for Season 5 with Call of Duty. Go ahead and remove it. You just click on it and say remove. That's all you need to do. From here, you're going to go to the home button again, and then from here, you're going to click on privacy. You're going to scroll all the way down to where you see it says background apps. You're going to click on this and then turn this from on to off. If you're a Windows 10 user like me, all these things are going to run in the background while it's on for no reason, and it can use your RAM, your CPU, and your VRAM usage, and you don't want it to do that while you are busy playing your game. So I highly recommend you go ahead and turn this off. If you're a Windows 11 user, you have to individually switch these things off. I did not tell you to install Windows 11. You are the reason why you have Windows 11. If you're currently sitting with Windows 11, Windows 11 is not optimized. It's not a good Windows, okay? I know I'm going to get a lot of hate comments down below saying that, yo, dude, no, Windows 11 is the best. I actually don't give a fuck, okay? I really don't. But if you're a Windows 11 user, go Google how to disable these things, because you have to individually disable them one by one. And I'm not going to spoon feed you anymore by Googling and showing you how to do that. You can go do that yourself. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump straight into the next step. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the next step I highly recommend you go ahead and do is this over here. You're going to come to the search button over here and type in CMD, and you're going to right click on it and say run as administrator, and then say yes to the command prompt, and then it's going to look like this. Okay? Like this. You're going to type in SFC space / scan now. just like that, and you're going to press enter. Once you press enter, it's going to scan through your entire machine, your Windows files, all your drives that you have, and see if there's any corrupt files on your machine, and it will automatically fix it for you. This is literally free and easy to do, and it's not harmful to your machine. The only thing it can do is fix the bullshit that's fucked on your machine. This is why this is a very good thing to go ahead and do. If you haven't done this already, or you haven't done this in a while, please go ahead and do this. Please do this. If you're a laptop user, desktop user, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're Windows 10, Windows 11, it does not matter. Please go ahead and do this step. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm showing you the next step. All right, so the next step I highly recommend you go ahead and do is you're going to press the Windows key and R, and then you're going to do this. You're going to type in temp, just like this, and press enter. And then I'm just going to move this from my other screen, and then you're going to have shit like this. Now, you might have way more shit than me, or less stuff than me. You're just going to click inside here. If you haven't done this in a very long time, you're going to have a bunch of bullshit inside here, which is prefetched files and temporary files that your machine does not need. So you click on anything, Control and A to highlight everything, press delete on your keyboard, and then just say continue. Over here, do this for all current items, and say continue, and delete everything inside here, and then say cancel, because Windows is currently using this file over here, so it can't be deleted. Right, you're going to close out of this, and you're going to do it 2 more times. So press the Windows key and R again. This time you're going to put a percentage symbol in front of the P and a percentage symbol in front of the T, and then press OK or enter. All right, you're going to click on anything inside here, and then I'm just going to obviously click on that one there because it's a bunch of bullshit. And then you're going to press Control and A and highlight everything, and then just right click on that bitch file over there and say delete. You're going to delete all these temporary files, and then you're going to say do this for all current items, say try again, and then do this for all current items, and then say skip, and then Windows is using all of these files over here. Yours might just be cleaned out completely or not. It depends on what your machine is running right now. I'm running OBS, I'm running a lot of stuff, I'm opening through Chrome, everything, my YouTube is open, so there might be a lot of things that it won't delete because Windows is currently using that files, alright? Once that is done, you're going to press the Windows key and R one more time, and then this time you're going to type in prefetch, just like this, and press enter. You're going to say continue to this, and you're going to click on anything inside here, Control and A, highlight everything, and then just right click or just press delete on your keyboard and say delete, and then do this. Do this for all current items, try again, and then yet again do this for all current items, and then say skip, and then this is being used by Windows yet again. Now the last step you're going to need to do is this over here. You're just going to move your recycling bin. Mine is from my other screen, so you go to your recycling bin, empty your recycling bin, and say yes. Now I'm just going to say continue, and there we go. I just deleted a bunch of gigs off of my machine that I didn't need whatsoever. Alright, do the exact same thing. Please go ahead and do that, and I highly recommend you go ahead and do that on a regular basis, like once a week or once a month. Please go ahead and do that. It plays a very big role on your machine's performance, and just shit in general that clogs up your machine. Alright, let's jump straight into the next step. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the next step I highly recommend you go ahead and do is this over here. You're going to go ahead and download the latest graphics card drivers for your machine. Right now, the latest version for Nvidia cards are 537.34. This is the latest driver. I highly recommend you go ahead and download this and install it. Please go ahead and do it. It runs perfectly fine on my machine, and I'm hoping that it runs perfectly fine on yours. A lot of people do roll back drivers to an older version, and they feel that that gives them more performance. If you are one of those unlucky people, then obviously you're going to have to roll back to the previous drivers. Just type in Nvidia graphics card drivers or Nvidia graphics card driver download with your GPU included, and press enter, and then go look for the drivers inside there. It's very easy to do if you don't have GeForce experience. Now for AMD users, I highly recommend that you also go ahead and download the latest graphics card drivers for your AMD graphics card as well. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump straight into the next step. You're going to come to adjust image settings with preview, and make sure you have this on use the advanced 3D image settings, and click on take me there. Now, before you click on this, okay, it's basically just going to take you to manage 3D settings, okay? But before you click on anything inside here, I highly recommend you go down over here to where it says use my preference, right? Change this to from performance to quality, okay? If you have a good enough machine. If you have a mid-tier machine, you change this to quality. Okay, if you have a very low budget gaming machine, go to performance and then click on this. Okay, that's what you're going to need to do. I highly recommend you go ahead and do that. Now with my machine, it's good enough, so I can actually leave it over there, and then go over here. You're going to click on take me there, and it's basically just going to take you to manage 3D settings, and you're going to come inside here. Now all of these settings plays a very big role inside Call of Duty itself. It really does, and it plays a very big role on every single game you're going to be playing on your machine itself. Okay, now a lot of people has asked me, yo dude, why don't you go to programs and then do like Call of Duty itself, like selecting the program and then doing only Call of Duty. The reason why I don't do that is because if you want to get a benefit out of all your games, not just Call of Duty, out of every single game you are going to be playing right now, you're going to follow this global settings to the T. And you should be good to go with every single game you are playing right now. And leave a comment down below if this actually helps for other games. And just mention the game, if it's running smoother or anything like that. And then smash the motherfucking like button as well. Because this is top tier settings for gaming in general. Alright, so I'm not going to go over every single thing, every single video I do, and explain everything from overs. I'm not going to do that. Alright, so you're just going to copy every single thing inside here. Basically, just copy every single thing inside here, and then scroll down. Now, something I want to point out is this. I went to go ahead and checked out Call of Duty Season 5 with these settings to see if it actually works like this, and if I'm getting performance loss or stuttering in my game by having this like this. As you can see, these things have changed now by me. Okay, so open GL rendering GPU. You actually select your GPU inside here, but mine's on auto select. Power management mode, I had mine on optimal power. Shader cache at default driver. Okay, I had my quality at quality. Okay, allow, off, and then on, and then off. Okay, now the best settings you can use for every single game you are playing right now, plus Season 5, this is what you're going to need to change. OpenGL rendering GPU, you're going to select your GPU inside here, you're going to scroll down, you go to power management mode, you click on this, and you go to prefer maximum performance, shader cache, you're going to click on this, and you're going to click on 100 gigs, just like this, and then you're going to scroll down, and then you're going to go to where it says quality, you're going to click on this, and put it on high performance. These are the only things you are going to change right now. Now, something I just want to point out is this over here. A lot of people has been asking me this question over here, and I'm going to scroll up to it. This one over here, which is low latency mode. A lot of people has commented down below, yo dude, what should I put this on? Okay, so I'm going to explain this one at least to you guys. So, low latency mode is just in general for your machine to perform better with each other. The CPU and the GPU wants to talk to one another much quicker. Now, to do that, you're going to need to turn this on. Okay, if you have an on option, I highly recommend you put it on. If you have the on option. If you only have ultra, it means it's overriding it, and it means that you need to select ultra. So if you only have the ultra option, select ultra. Go ahead and select ultra. I have on, so I'll leave mine on, and this is the settings you're going to be using for the latest season. Okay, you're going to apply the settings. Don't worry, your screen might flash a couple of times. It's just applying the settings for you. Alright, from here, you are going to go over here where it says config surround and physics, and you're going to come inside here. So this is where your physics are handled, basically the physics of your games and stuff like that. So I highly recommend you come to processor and come over here to your dedicated GPU. Select your dedicated GPU and say apply if you haven't done that already. From here, you're going to go to adjust desktop color settings, and you're going to come inside here. Now, as you can see, this is my main screen over here and my other two monitors. Now, something I want to point out is this over here. You can do this with your machine, and your game will look much, much better. The contrast, the depth of field, the way the game looks, everything just feels better, looks better. It looks really good with these settings right here. Alright, so 50% on the brightness, because you can change the brightness on your game itself, not inside here. Leave it at 50, you don't want to change it inside here. Okay, contrast, 65% is a very sweet spot for all types of monitors. Gaming monitors, normal screens, laptop displays, 65 over here. If you have this option, okay, you're going to come down to this, digital vibrance. Digital vibrance plays the biggest role on how the game looks. Everything popping in color and stuff like that. But one thing I just want to mention is this. If you have very bad eyes and you're wearing glasses, I do not recommend pushing this too high. Okay, so you're going to click on image 3 over here, and you can actually see the image. And then if you put it all the way down, it becomes black and white. Okay, try it yourself. You'll see it becomes black and white. You're going to put it all the way up to 50. This is its default. Now you're going to see a huge difference between 50% and let's say 75. There's a huge difference, okay? I recommend for people that has bad eyesight to have it at 75. Don't go over it. You can try 80. That's maybe okay, but I don't recommend it. 75 should be good for you. But if you have no problems with your eyes whatsoever, I highly recommend that you go with 95 over here. It's been a sweet spot of mine ever since this game came out. So I recommend that you play around with this. It's your own personal preference, but like I said, 95 is a very good sweet spot. And I highly recommend you go ahead and apply these settings for your game. Alright, let's jump straight into the game settings. Let me show you the best settings you can use inside the latest season. Right, ladies and gentlemen, so this is my settings. I'm currently running for Season 5, and I've been running it for Season 4 as well, and it runs really well on my machine. Now, yet again, I'm going to go over my machine specs. It is a 9700K overclocked and a water cooling loop on it. It is an RTX 2060 OC, and it's overclocked. My RAM is 16 gigs, and overclocked with shortened timings. Okay, that's my current machine that I'm running. This is why I'm using this upscaling. My machine can actually run this upscaling, which is the Intel version and ultra quality. Now, I had comments down below on my previous video saying, yo dude, I don't use this upscaling because I do less FPS with this upscaling. Now, the reason why you are doing less FPS with this upscaling is because your machine isn't capable of handling this correctly. Okay, a lot of machines can, a lot of latest machines can handle this really, really well, especially if you're running an RTX graphics card and it's a newer version or a newer version of AMD's graphics cards, and you've got a newer Ryzen CPU or a newer Intel CPU. You should be good to go on this upscaling. The reason why I use it is because the game looks really, really good. For Warzone and multiplayer, this looks really, really good. This is the upscaling I'm using. Now I'm going to go over this. For high-end machines out there, if you are a high-end machine user, use this upscaling. This one over here. Intel, ultra quality, 90% on the video memory scale, normal, high, high, and high. Okay. Another one would be, if you're still running a really decent machine, Nvidia image scaling on ultra quality, and then have your own sharpness over here. Filmic SMAAT 2 times, normal, 90% again, normal, high, high, and high. Now, for the people out there that is running mid-tier machines, I recommend that you go ahead and use AMD FSR 2.1. It will overwrite this, overwrite that, and then you're going to change this to 75. You just type in 75 and enter. Now, if you've got a really low-end machine and you're struggling with FPS, you're going to click on this again and type in 50 and press enter. So it uses less VRAM on your graphics card, so it doesn't thermal throttle your GPU or make your GPU run at its highest that it can go to, and then it starts struggling. So I recommend you go ahead and put this at 50%. Then you're going to change this from normal to low. There's no physical difference between normal and low. Your game won't look like that. It will still look like this. Don't worry. Your game will still look perfectly fine at low. But what you're going to do is you're going to do way more FPS. Trust me on this. One thing I do recommend you don't change. This needs to stay on high. This needs to stay on high. And this needs to stay on high. Please don't put this down. If you put this down, your game's going to look like dog shit, and you don't want that. Okay. A lot of people are also preferring Fidelity FX Cache and having their own strength inside here. I don't use this anymore at all. I don't use this for Fidelity FX Cache as an upscaling with my specific rig. So your own personal preference on the strength here. A lot of people are using Fidelity FX Cache with high-end machines to medium-end machines. So it literally does depend on the machine that you're running, what upscaling you are going to be using. But if you are using Fidelity FX Cache, please go ahead and do this. Filmic SMAAT 2 times. Do not put this at SMAAT 2 times, right? The reason why I say that is this helps you not get jagged edges. Like the walls, characters, trees, and stuff like that, there won't be jagged edges. If you change it to this, you are going to get jagged edges in your game, and you don't want that. It's not pleasing to the eye. But if you are losing frames in the game, a lot of frames, and all you care about is the game running and functioning correctly, then you can change it to this. Yeah, some stuff might be like, jagged or pixelated, but your game will run better. Okay? Anti-analyzing, always at normal. This, you then always keep at 50 if you are struggling with FPS, 50%. You can try 75, like I said. You could try 65 even. Just try this out. Okay? Low again, high, high, and high. This is what you're going to go for. Now, a lot of people also use Nvidia DLSS and then they go here, and then they change this to something inside here. Now, if you are an Nvidia user and you use Nvidia DLSS, I do recommend selecting quality, because if you select balance or performance or ultra performance, your game blurs on the left and right hand side of your screen and looks intensely fucking bad. And I don't recommend it. I really don't. But if you are an Nvidia DLSS user, keep it at quality. If you're seeing you losing FPS, go to balance, but I don't recommend performance or ultra performance. Your game looks like dog shit. Then you might as well just go to a different upscaling. Okay? But if your machine prefers DLSS, go with DLSS, and then please go with quality and then your own personal sharpness on Nvidia DLSS. It's going to be your own personal setting inside here. Okay? Now, something I want to point out is this. AMD FSR 1.0 is a shit show. You can try this out. I don't recommend it, but you can try it out. So it's either going to be Fidelity FX Cache, AMD FSR 2.1, Nvidia Image Scaling, Nvidia DLSS, or this that I'm using. This is what I'm using right now. Okay, I have my video memory scale at 90%. I have this at normal, high, high, and high. These are my settings, okay, with my specific machine. Now, a lot of people might have a better machine than me, and they do these exact same settings that I'm showing you right here, right now that I'm using, and they do way less FPS than me, okay? Number one reason could be you have Windows 11 on your machine, right? It's installed. That could be one of the reasons why, okay? Another reason could be your CPU is way stronger than your GPU, or the other way around. Your GPU is way stronger than your CPU, okay? Your CPU is way stronger than your GPU. One way or another, all right? That's why this upscaling isn't giving you the FPS that I'm getting, and you have a better machine than me. That's just an example to put out there, because a lot of people pair up CPUs and GPUs that don't run neck and neck next to each other, so they bottleneck their machine. That's a common known issue, okay? And Call of Duty, in general, if you bottlenecking your machine, the game's gonna suck, alright? So go with a different upscaling, okay? I've gone over them. Choose one, and you should be good to go. All right. Scroll down. From here, you're going to have clutter draw distance at short, particle lighting at low, particle quality level at very low, bullet impacts and sprays, which they basically took out from the first Modern Warfare, have it on. It has no impact on FPS, your CPU, your RAM, or anything. It says CPU low. All right. So don't care about this. Turn it on. It won't do anything to your machine. Damage layers, own personal preference. If you want to see that, it literally tells you on the right hand side what these things do. It literally spoon fed you on what it does on the right hand side. It gives you what it does. All right. Anyways, shader quality low. You don't need to push this up. This is just an FPS hogger in the game. Leave it at low. Tessellation completely turned off. You do not need any of these. Turn it completely off. On-demand texture streaming, off, off, always off. Don't touch this. This is going to download the textures on the fly through your internet and download it to your drive. So don't use it. It's literally shit. You don't need it at all. Turn it off. All right. Streaming quality, low. Volumetric quality, low. Physics quality, off. Water quality is still an option in Season 5. Anyways, don't choose any of these. I guess if you are a person that plays this game for the scenery, which I don't know who the fuck plays this game for the scenery, then you might as well go to the beach outside your house. Instead of your PC, go outside your house and go look at the water like the ocean. Have this at default. You do not need these settings, okay? It's just an FPS hogger. Default this. Shadow map resolution, very low. Screen space shadows, off. Spot shadow quality, low. Spot cache, high. Not ultra, not medium, not low. High for Season 5. It works perfectly fine. And the reason why I say you put this at high is because in the Nvidia control panel settings, we changed that shader cache to 100. So this plays a role with it. So keep this at high. Okay, particle lighting at low, ambient occlusion off, off, always off, leave it the fuck off. You are not playing the single player game, you are not playing a raid. Don't turn these things on. Turn it the fuck off. Okay, screen space reflections off, static reflection quality low, weather grid volumes. I don't know why this is an option store. I don't know why Season 5 hasn't taken the shit out, but turn it off. Not low, not normal, not high, not ultra. Turn it the fuck off. You don't need it. Okay? Depth of field, off. World motion blur, off. Weapon motion blur, off. Film grain is your own personal preference. I have seen people pull this up. I have mine at 0.00. From here, you're going to apply these settings. Now, this is my own personal preference. You can copy my settings if you want to. It's your own personal preference on the view. I can't tell you what to do inside here, but this is, for me, my best settings. Okay. Something I want to show you guys is this over here. It plays a very big role in this game. Scroll all the way to the bottom. You can have inverted flash. So at night when I'm playing this game, my entire room doesn't go white when I get flash banged. It turns black. So you go inverted flash. So instead of it literally going white, it will go dark. It's actually a nice feature in the game, and a lot of people aren't taking advantage of it, so I highly recommend take advantage of this one over here. Have all of these settings the same like mine, and you should be good to go. Alright? From here, you're going to go to color customization, and then go to filter 2. Have filter 2 on, this on both, 100%, 100%. Scroll all the way down to where you see your enemy. Okay? Your party and your team. Make your party and your team the exact same color, so you can just go ahead and choose a color or go to custom color and create your own color, right? Have your party and your team the same. I highly recommend you go ahead and do that, okay? Your enemy should be a bright ass color. I have mine as magenta pink, as you can see over here, and I recommend using a bright ass color. Whatever, it's just shouldn't be the same as anything inside here, okay? So red, normally it's red. You can choose whatever color you want here. I have mine as magenta pink. You can copy this code over here, and it'll give you my exact same color. You're going to apply these settings, and then this is going to be the most important step that you're going to need to do, is this over here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so this is the most important step that you're going to need to do after changing everything I just showed you now. You're going to need to click on Restart Shader Optimization, like this, and click on Restart, okay? Now, something I just want to mention is this over here. Eco mode is now a thing in COD. Okay, so I don't know when COD became eco-friendly. I honestly don't know when they became eco-friendly, but anyways, there's options here for this now. Okay, as you can see on the right-hand side, it tells you what it does. Eco mode, enable power saving feature. Now, I don't know. If you're on a laptop, I guess you can go with minimal or full. But if you're on a gaming machine, turn it the fuck off. You don't need it. Like, this isn't going to save our environment, like honest to fuck lord, or save your machine. It's not going to do jack shit if you're running a gaming machine. Maybe a laptop, minimal, full, but with a gaming machine, a desktop machine, off. You don't need this. Restart shader optimization is the most important role you're going to need to do after changing all of the settings I just showed you now. You're going to click on it, click on restart shader optimization, and then close out of your game, restart your game, and then it will apply your settings. At the top left corner here, your game will open and it will say installing shaders. Let it finish to 100% and let it disappear, and you should be good to go. Ladies and gentlemen, if this worked for you, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're new here, and leave a super thanks if this actually helped you that much and you appreciate my video that much. Leave a super thanks or become a member on my YouTube channel. I'm just here to help the Call of Duty community as best I can, and that's what I'm here to do. As always, peace